Well, thanks for the session, first of all. And my name's Nitya Shawadalkar. I've been with Splashtop for about 4 years now in product marketing. So I lead the product and product marketing for Splashtop. And it's a great company to be at. So to answer that question, I'd like to start by just looking at, all the different responsibilities that IT teams have today. So if you look at, infrastructure management, maintaining the servers, the network, hardware and software, so procuring laptops and deploying the software, maintaining them, making sure they're up to date. There's data management, there's security, so making sure, access control, the right people have the access to the right things. Making sure their company is protected from cyber attacks. So that involves a lot of training, constant compliance needs need to be met, auditing, and so on. There's cost and budgeting. There's vendor management. So there's like a whole array of things that IT is responsible for. And especially in the SMBs, it's the same person doing a lot of these things. So, and to do these responsibilities well, they need the help of tools. And you can imagine these different functions that they need to perform might end up being a lot of different tools to be able to do them. So too many tools has always been a problem for IT, but COVID really made that issue a lot worse because now they had to rethink the concept of infrastructure that supported business continuity remotely. So all the infrastructure that they had for us to be in person had to be totally rethought and revamped for everyone to be working remotely and now hybrid. So it's been in a state of change for the last few years, and now the situation is really bad because there are too many tools in most of the IT departments today, and tool consolidation has been a big trend over the last couple of years. Where, and when I say tool consolidation, I mean looking at these various functions that the team needs to perform and doing that with the minimum best integrated tool set that you can for, better efficiency, for better results. Yeah. Let's look at it from the point of view of costs. The simple answer is simplification. So if you look at it in terms of costs, there's operational costs, there's efficiency costs, and security costs. So three big costs in my mind. So when I say operational costs, I mean, having to manage multiple subscriptions for these tools. So the cost of subscription, the cost of maintaining them, the cost of making sure they're well integrated. That's operating. So, a study by the Hackett Group identifies a 61% increase in operating costs due to high IT complexity.
Wow.
While companies with fewer applications actually, I'm looking at my notes here, exhibit 58% lower operating costs, which is huge. So, it is the cost, it's a very high operating cost if you have a complex IT tool set. And a survey by PwC also revealed that 93% of companies face challenges in scaling. So scaling is another big issue. As your business grows, your IT infrastructure needs to be able to support that. And if you have too many tools, that just gets harder. So that was the operating cost. From efficiency, looking at it from the technician or IT person's point of view, if you're switching between multiple apps, it's going to lower your productivity. So the International Journal of Human Computer Interaction highlighted that frequent task switching also results in a 40% drop in productivity.
Wow.
So that comes down to the efficiency of IT teams. And again, looking at SMBs, where a small, few people, sometimes even one and two IT teams supporting large businesses. So you have to be really efficient for small IT teams to be supporting so many people and devices and so on. So that's a huge impact. And by far the biggest one now is security. So when you have too many tools, it limits your visibility to your environment. So that also gives you, it makes it harder to protect your systems, your data, your people against cyber threats. So the Sophostator ransomware report for 2023 revealed that 66% of surveyed organizations were hit by ransomware in 2022. Wow. 66.
That's insane.
And 53% of the cyber attacks actually succeeded because of lack of endpoint visibility. And a result of too many tools is lack of visibility to your environment. It's really across all the industries. Any industry that has undergone digital transformation, meaning relies on IT for business continuity. So, it could be MSPs, IT team, IT companies are obviously there. And then any IT department that supports their educational institution, government institution, retail, hospitality, media and entertainment, manufacturing even. It's really across the board. It's great that you bring up end user experience because we haven't talked about that yet. We've looked at it from an IT perspective, but having a disjointed, complex tool set also impacts the end user experience. So if you look at it from a simple case of a user coming to IT for support, need help with something on their system. So they can reach IT by multiple ways, right? They can call in, they can chat, they can submit a ticket, whatever it is, the omni-channel experience. So they should be able to reach out to IT by any means. But on the back end, you're dealing with a system that supports chat, probably a CRM for that houses customer data, a ticketing tool, a remote access tool to resolve the issue. Multiple tools that need to be well integrated. If they are not, the user experience is not optimal because, first of all, the data that the user is giving to, level 1 support by, let's say, chat, if that needs to be passed on to somebody else, that data could very well be lost in transition, and then the user needs to wait longer, deal with, repeating the issue multiple times. So it's not really the optimal end user experience. So yeah, definitely one of the biggest advantages of having a consolidated tool set is delivering a very good user experience. So to your question about what can companies do, just look at all the, take a step back, because the last few years, it's just been trying to keep business running. But taking a good look at really what use cases or what functions you need to support, what are the tools that you currently have, and what are the overlaps? Are the same tools, two tools doing the same thing? Can you consolidate their multiple departments using different tools, or what are the gaps that you need, and what are the tools out there, because technology changes really fast, and is this the latest thing that you're using? So really taking a good view of your IT tool set and then remapping and then consolidating it will help you support the business much better. I think just looking at our experience here at Splashtop, companies have been, so right now we support 85% of the top Fortune 500 companies, top government and schools across the globe, retail organizations, media and entertainment organizations. It's just all of them. The biggest pain point we solve for them is consolidating their remote access and support requirements for their organizations. So whether it's enabling their employees to remotely access their work computers, so to enable flexible work, they can access their corporate network, their corporate devices from anywhere, even using their phone. So enabling that remote access, and then for IT to be able to support the computers. So patching them or troubleshooting, remotely accessing them, doing actions in the background. So making sure that their endpoints are, effectively managed and monitored. And then also for the use case of end user support. So BYOD was another big trend that really hit off and took off in COVID. And everyone's using their personal laptops to work from home or, accessing stuff on their cell phones. So to support the end users on whatever device they're using, wherever they are, on-demand support. So to be able to support unmanaged devices, kind of the service desk support. That's another use case that, you can consolidate with Splashtop.
Right.
Also, deploying antivirus, so endpoint security, making sure your environment is protected against cyber threats. So a lot of the use cases like that can be consolidated. Another reason for multiple tools is the different types of devices out there. So, sometimes some people prefer Macs. So a typical office will have a combination of, Macs and Windows, possibly Linux and Chromebooks in schools. So it's a wide array of devices or operating systems that IT needs to support. And many tools out there deliver great performance on one or few of them, but really consolidating tools to support all the devices with just, one well-performing tool like Splashtop.